Today we are going to be solving multi-step equations. So it's weekend title. So equations where you're going to be, there's actually going to be 3 or 4 steps in order to isolate the variable and solve it. So our first example is 3, and of course you'd be asked to solve 3 times x plus 5 minus or equals 45. So the first thing you would do to solve this multi-step equation, we're going to write our steps over here. Here's our steps. Step number 1, you're going to distribute. Just like when you're simplifying an expression, you would distribute first. When you are solving an equation, you also want to distribute first. Get rid of those parentheses. So let's do that. Distribute the 3 to the x and the 5. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 5 is 15 equals 45. Our next step would be to combine like terms, just like when you're simplifying expressions. Combine like terms. Now, in this equation right here, I'm only going to look for like terms that are on the same side of the equal sign. So these two, I can't combine those, and 45 is over here by itself. So in this particular example, there is none that we can combine right now. Step 3, you want to undo any addition or subtraction first. So undo, addition, subtraction. So I can start solving this equation by doing the opposite of adding 15. So I'm going to subtract 15 from both sides. Remember to show both sides. We're doing that so this cancels out, and we're left with 3x equals, to keep it balanced, have it on the other side, 30. And then step number 4, you're going to undo any multiplication or division. Okay, so to get rid of the multiplying 3x, I'm going to do the opposite to cancel it, which is divide by 3. 3 divided by 3 is just 1. And 3 goes into 30 10 times. So I have 1x, or x equals 10. And we can always check it. You can always check it, so don't forget to check. Plug 10 back into the equation and see if you get 45 equals 45. And then you'll know it's correct. So go ahead and write this you try down underneath. I want you to try -7 and then times, in parentheses, 6 plus d, in parentheses, equals 49. So pause, try -7 times 6 plus d, in parentheses, equals 49. Pause and you try it. And now we're going to try another example. I'm going to throw a fraction in there. So 2/3 times x plus 6 equals 10. So I'm going to follow my steps. I'm going to distribute first. 2/3 times x is 2/3 x. 2/3 times 6. If you can't figure it out, you can always multiply 2/3 times 6 over 1. You can cancel, and it's 4 equals 10. There are no like terms to combine, so I'm going to go ahead and undo any addition or subtraction. I see adding 4, that means I have to subtract 4. from both sides. I bring down 2/3. X equals 6. And then I should divide to get rid of the 2/3, but a shortcut would be to multiply by the reciprocal, because that's what you end up doing when you divide fractions, is multiplying by the reciprocal. So those cancel out. I'm left with just x equals, I turn 6 into a fraction, I cross cancel, x equals 9. Check it. Don't forget to check it. Here's another you try for you to try right below. I want you to try, let's do, how about 1/4 times 2x plus 7 equals 5. You might have a fraction answer, but that's okay. So you try that one. Pause it, try it. Okay, and then our last example is going to be 8x minus 11 times x minus 2 equals -8. It's kind of a big one, and that's okay. So we're going to distribute our -11 to x and -2. So be real careful with your signs right now. I'm going to bring down the 8x, but -11 times x is -11x. -11 times -2 is +22, because it's a negative times a negative, equals -8. Okay, I distributed. Again, I do see some like terms over here. So that's step number 2, is to combine like terms. +8 and -11 would give me -3. Different signs subtract. Bring the rest of the equation down. I'm going to undo any addition or subtraction. I see +20, so I'm going to subtract 22, from both sides. So I'm done with that. I bring down -3x. I bring down -30. And I'm gonna actually undo any multiplication or division. And I see that these are multiplying, so I need to divide by -3 on both sides. Because the negative and negative make a positive. Those cancel. I'm just left with x. Negative and negative make a positive, and 3 goes into 30 10 times. +10. All right, and here's a you try that I want you to write down. Your last one, x minus 3, and then in parentheses, times 2x minus 7 equals 76. So that is it for today. Please come in with your you tries, and I will see you soon.